Miami Marlins 1-1 on the season, had an exciting opening day win. Kyle Stowers got the game-winning hit. I love my Marlins, and I'm ride or die, and I'm following them all season long, but we've talked about this, Vlad. My only expectation or prediction for the team is that they're going to have less than 100 losses this year, and that's going to be a successful season.
Well, right now, if they go into a rate,
at this rate,
they'll go 81-81.
I would be ecstatic. I hate to say that I would be ecstatic, but I would be ecstatic. Well, some of the people over at Fish on First, they made their 16 bold predictions for the 2025 Miami Marlins. Now, these are bold predictions, Vlad. I want you to let me know how bold you think they really are. We'll start off kind of slow at first. Max Meyer posts a 3.75 ERA. That's not terrible. It's not great either. And we'll see how Max Meyer, he kind of had a rough end of the year last year. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Not crazy. Not absolutely crazy. Here's another one. Marlins pitcher allows the most walks in National League.
That's not crazy. In a game or all year?
All year.
Okay.
Now, Vlad, I know you don't want to hear this one. Here's another bold prediction.
It better not be Sandy Alcantara going to like a team that's not the Yankees.
Au contraire. Sandy Alcantara does not get traded.
Yeah, get out of here.
Maury Povich, you are not traded.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So that's what is the percentage that Sandy Alcantara gets traded this year?
The chances that Sandy Alcantara gets traded this year is the chances that 420 is on Easter.
Okay, I don't know, man. I think there's a little wiggle.
What's the chances that 420 is on Easter?
That's 100% this year.
Okay.
Here's one that we like, and it's not the boldest prediction, but Dylan Head, who's part of that Luis Arias trade. Remember Dylan Head, 19-year-old Dylan Head? He becomes the top-ranked Marlins hitting prospect.
What, in the minors?
Yeah.
That's not a bold prediction.
I'm just saying. I just want to bring Dylan in there.
Whatever.
Here's one that's probably going to be tough. Ryan Weathers records 200 strikeouts. I'm sorry. 200 strikes is easy. 200 strikeouts. It's tough because, number one, Ryan Weathers is kind of up and down. Number two, he's injured right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be tough. That's a bold prediction there.
When you start missing, well, this was probably put out before that, but.
What does it say the date? It usually says the day on the.
It was before the season started. Yeah. How about this?
What's that?
Oh, that's not as. Otto Lopez, who one of my favorite players on the team, is a National League Golden Glove finalist. Not winner, but finalist.
I mean, if he's a great infielder, he could be a finalist. So that's not such a bold prediction. It all depends on how many games he does play.
All right. Here's a couple of them that maybe are a little more crazier. This one's going to be hard, though. Connor Norby, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Now, remember, Connor Norby also starting the year injured with an oblique problem. That's tough.
It's tough, but it's a bold prediction, but it's not that it can't be done. It's just that, like you're saying, starting off the year on the injured list and
just missing games and then having to ramp up.
It's tough
in baseball,
but you have 162 games, so you have a lot of opportunities.
But you have to ramp up, as we saw. Like Sandy Alcantara and Paul Skeens looked good Thursday, but you could tell they ran out of gas a little earlier than they would have maybe
30,
in the middle of the season.
By the way, if he's 30 for 30, I mean, he's a hell of a player.
Connor Norby can play. He's our best player outside of Sandy Alcantara, supposedly, geometrics-wise, or however you want to look at that stuff. But, yeah, we saw, it looked like both Sandy and Paul Skeens hit a wall on Thursday. It's the first game of the year.
It's probably the third time the batting order is getting to see you. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. That third time around.
I don't know. Name me a pitcher in the first two that went 9 innings.
They had no
pitchers. Okay,
they had one guy that had 13 strikeouts on opening.
You can get 13 strikeouts, but name me a pitcher that went 9 innings. Sandy went 4 2/3, and he had 7 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So yeah. Name me a pitcher that went past 5. Name me a pitcher that went 7 innings.
And I think the main thing with Sandy and even Paul Skeens is they both look comfortable out there. Sandy didn't look like he was hesitant or timid.
Nah, he just control. His control was just
comfortable.
His control was off.
He didn't look like he was trying to test himself or he was testing the waters. He looked like he was just.
He looked like a pitcher who just came back from Tommy John surgery.
To me, he looked like Sandy Alcantara.
And that was his first start in a meaningful game.
Yeah, he hadn't been in a game in over a year.
He looked like a pitcher who pitched in his first meaningful game, who his control is going to be off, but he still got the stuff. He still got his he just got to work a little bit on his mechanics and his control. That's it.
Yeah, it's first game of the season. Look, all these guys, they're all gonna. And I know they had spring ball to kind of focus in, but still,
you pitched like two innings, whatever.
Yeah, they gotta get the game legs under them. So give them some time; they'll be fine. Here's some more interesting. These are the ones that are good. Marlins will get multiple all-star selections.
That can happen.
So Sandy and somebody else has a great year.
Yeah, well, Sandy's always going to be the number one guy that we're going to say.
Sandy,
but that's if Sandy's still on the team.
Yeah. So let's say Sandy's still.
That's
on
a bold
team.
prediction because I'm going to tell you that it's bold with or without Sandy. Because without Sandy, that's saying that the Marlins got two players that are like showing out, and if Sandy's there, who's the other player that's definitely showing out?
What makes it less bold, though, is remember, each team does get an all-star selection.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So automatically it's Sandy. But if Sandy's not there.
Well, then you got Xavier Edwards,
but
Otto
they're
Lopez.
saying two.
Right. So,
with Sandy, we're already including him. Like Sandy's already, so it's really one. Without Sandy, who's the other two?
You'd have to hope that Xavier Edwards, who had a pretty good day yesterday, Kyle Stowers, Max Meyer has a great year. Maybe Otto Lopez, who had a get the other day.
Maybe Kevin Stowers, huh? Maybe
Kyle Stowers.
Kyle, I'm sorry.
Look, he got the first walk-off for the year. So
maybe
this is a Marlins team that starts getting a lot of walk-offs. Maybe they're one of those clutch teams. And we keep saying, oh, they can't sustain this, and they just keep sustaining it. I don't know. Last but not least, Xavier Edwards breaks the Marlins single-season stolen base record.
What's the record?
The bases are bigger.
What's the record?
It's got to be Juan Pierre.
I know it's Juan, but how many? Like 80, 70?
I thought it was like 80, yeah.
Nobody stole bases like Juan Pierre was the last of his kind.
Let's see, as we type it in. Stolen bases record. Goodness gracious. One season. Oh, no, it's not true. Oh, that's in all of Major League Baseball. It's 138 in a season. Goodness.
Damn, Juan Pierre's my age.
Great player, man.
Oh, me and Juan had some good times, man. He was one of the coolest guys to talk to baseball.
They say he was real nice.
He what? No, let me tell you that. 03 team.
Juan Pierre's record is 65. In today's day and age with the big bases and they can't throw over to first as much. 65
that's a lot.
That's a lot, though, man. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
First of all, you got to get on base a lot.
And he did get on base.
Oh, yeah, man. He was 361 on base percentage. Juan Pierre.
Good for him.
So we'll see. Xavier Edwards is my guy. Of course, Jansen Junk, he's yet to make an appearance in a game this season. We'll see how he does. Otto Lopez, Connor Norby, let's get healthy. Griffin Conine, those guys. See how they do, man. We'll have to see, but the predictions are bold. Nobody predicted the team would make the playoffs.
So
are you ready, Vlad? Are you gonna go out on that?
No, they're not making the playoffs. No, I'm just looking at the I'm just looking at the 65. But you know who has the most stolen bases in Marlins history?
Yeah, Ryan Yelich?
No, Luis Castillo.
Okay, yeah. Let's see that.
Luis Castillo has the most.
Marlins stolen bases. We need to do that. I mean, well, it would make sense because the Marlins are probably going to have to play a lot of small ball this year, meaning
they're going to have to keep every game. There's not going to be no 10-8 Marlins victory. Yeah. Every game's going to have to be, it's going to be 2-1 filthies or the equivalent to that in baseball, like 4-3 nail biters.
But they're going to have to manufacture runs. They're going to have to try to get up.
Oh, yeah.
Get on base early.
Hit and run, hit people sacrifice over. Yeah.
Because they just don't have power and they don't have big-time hitters.
I don't want to sound like they're like the Bad News Bears or like, whatever Little League baseball team. But, when you watch it, you know how we are. Now that we've gotten older and we have siblings or children, you know how you are when you see the little ones playing sports. You fall in love with the sport because now you're seeing the next generation fall in love with the sport. So watching this Marlins team and seeing the foundation that, the skip is trying to do, Clayton McCullough, and the fact that these are new name players, there's no star other than Sandy, but there's no big name star that you can relate to.
It's a bunch of guys that want to work hard, play hard,
right?
Make the team contribute, do what they're asked.
Fam, I know what you're trying to set, so I can get down with that. I can get down with a culture and a foundation you're setting forth because if I see it from the ground up, when you started putting the concrete, the cement on there to build it, I can see that and I can see the progression and the evolution. I can mess with you with that because I saw it from the bottom. So I saw it from the beginning. So that's why I'm rooting for them. That's why I say go support them, because if they're gonna give me 162 games of like close games like these first two games, you can mess with a team like that. You can root for a team like that.
And Vlad, say it for better or for worse, this is a team you're not going to see any guys sitting out. You're not going to see guys walking off on their team. They're going to play for each other every single day.
Well, I mean, they better. It ain't like they.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It could be better or worse.
They
could be better or worse.
Shoot, they need to make a name for themselves.
Let me tell you one thing positive, and I know I'm always glass half full, not half empty. The Marlins do not have the lowest over-under on wins this season. That's the Chicago White Sox. The Marlins do not have the second lowest over and under on wins this season. That's the Colorado Rockies. And the people who make these predictions and odds, they don't play with their heart. They do the numbers. So this Marlins team, the people, if they win 40 games, calm down.
It's the first 2 games of the season.
1-1.
Let's talk in after 20 games.
We'll talk next week. How about let's do that?
We'll talk. You know what? Let's
hang out a little longer.
Let's talk after the Wednesday, the Thursday afternoon in 2 weeks.
Okay, we'll talk Marlins a little bit, but we're done with the Marlins for now. But bold prediction, I don't have really any bold predictions.
Just don't lose triple digits. That's all I'm asking.
That's my only prediction. Not bold. Just don't lose triple digits.
Don't lose 100 games. That's all I'm asking.
That's all I'm asking. And they got off to a good start. So far, so good. Just hold what you got, guys. Hold what you got. Actually, if you hold what you got, they'd probably be in the playoff race. If you're a 500 team now, that's the state of South Florida sports, ladies and gentlemen. The Heat, we're hoping that they're a 7 or 8 top play-in team. The Dolphins, we just want to get a winning season and not get blown out by the Buffalo Bills and have Tua healthy. And the Marlins, we're hoping they don't have 100 losses. That's where we're at, Vlad.
That's not good.